but I need to do some adjusting here. Let's adjust. Let's adjust. Let's adjust. All right. Let's see. We're way over there. Can I blow it up some more? Hang on. I do. Then I've got to. Let's see. Hang on. Let me raise it up a little bit here and blow it up a little bit more. Let's see how that does. Or I can get you a little bit closer. Just a little closer. Okay, there we go. That's gonna have to work. It's gonna have to work. All right, let me get to my video here. I've got it up, but now I'm watching an ad. Diamond Art Club ad, of course. Okay, let me change my chat to live chat. All right, there we go. You get to see a lot of my drills, a lot of release paper, and a little tiny little section I'm working on there. So it is what it is. All right, let me go back to the top and see who all is here. And oh, Michelle, I am so sorry. Wow, that's hard. That is so hard. I'm so sorry. Dawn's here. Joyce is here. Emma is here. Hello, 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 hello. Sherry and Dawn, hello. Vanessa's here. You'll be a member for 4 years. Wow, that's a long. It's hard to believe I've actually had memberships that long. It doesn't seem like it's been that long. However, I just was looking at a Facebook thing that came up the other day, and it was my very first painting because I started in November. That's when I started diamond painting, was in November. And my first painting was a Diamond Dots snowman. So it came up on my Facebook the other day. It had been 7 years. 7 years since I started diamond painting, since I got that first kit, right? So you know what that means. 7 years I've been diamond painting, and then February of next year means it will be 7 years with my channel. 7 years on YouTube. Unbelievable, right? Absolutely unbelievable. Been diamond painting for 7 years, and in February I'll have been on YouTube for 7. Wow. So I mean, when we say you've been a member for 4, man, I guess I know I didn't have memberships right out the gate, that's for sure. So it must have been like, I don't know, must have been 5 years maybe. I don't really remember. I'd have to go back and do some research to figure that out, because I'm not certain when I started the memberships. Anyhow, yeah. Wow. Time has just been flying by, hasn't it? Hard to believe it's been that long. I mean, when I look at how long I've been retired, and look at Emma's been a member for 3 years. Yay, Emma, yay. Hi, Patty. Patty's here. Hello. Let's see. Christopher. Hello, Christopher. I know, right? 7 years, Christopher. I mean, you're not that far behind. I know you're not that far behind. How long have you been on? Hello, Shannon. How's Shannon? Yeah. It's just crazy, though, sometimes, Wake up one day and you're like, where did time go? Where did this week go? Where did this month go? It's just like crazy sometimes. But I guess that's how time works, And then, it's funny because there's other times it seems like time just seems to drag. Of course, those are the times we're doing something probably we don't really want to do, and it just seems to go on and on and on. But yeah, time is a funny thing, isn't it? It truly, truly is a funny thing. I've talked to a few people about how fast December has seemed to go. because I mean we had a late Thanksgiving, and it just seems like things have just been like boom, like here it is. And it's going fast, going so fast, it seems like. But yeah, very strange. Um, I miss Marla. Where did I see Marla? Somebody saying hi to Marla, but I miss Marla. Oh, there's Marla. Hello, Marla. Hello, Kathy. Kathy's here. Oh, the Christmas barn. Oh my gosh. That was fun. The Christmas barn was fun. All the little vignettes they had. Oh my gosh. They had something for everybody there. I swear. It was really pretty cool. Let me tell you some more about the barn. All right. So the barn is in a little town called Williamston, and it's out in nowhere. And it's actually like a farming area. And I believe the people are farmers. I think the man is a farmer. And the woman, the wife, um, she's a real estate agent. I mean, her real estate stuff was throughout the barn. You could see little, flyers and stuff. Um, July of 19 was your first video. Isn't that crazy, right? Oh man. Um, so after we'd walked through, and it was so nice, and you saw that they had candy canes there, and they had pretzels, and you could just, you didn't have to pay for anything. Everything was free. So I found Santa Claus. Santa Claus was wandering around. And he was, appeared to be some official capacity Santa. So I went up to him, we're getting ready to leave, and I said, I was wondering if there's a place we can leave a donation. He goes, no, no donations. And then he goes, come here. He said, let me explain. And he pulled me in close, like it's almost like he didn't want everybody to hear or something. And he goes, so, you know how, you might be at Walmart or someplace and the bell ringer is out there, wanting donations. And you're coming out and you got no money. You got no cash on you. You got nothing to donate. And you kind of feel bad. You don't have any money to donate, to drop in the bucket, Hello, John. He said, at least I do. He said, I kind of feel bad if I don't have any cash. He said, we didn't want anybody to feel that way, like to feel bad that they were here, they couldn't donate, they had no money. He said, we didn't want anybody to feel that way. We do this because we love it and because we can. And I was just like, oh, that was just the sweetest thing, Even if you wanted to donate something, they don't want any donations. They do it just out of the goodness of their heart. So, I mean, I thought that was really, really wonderful. You can tell they're farmers, There was straw, a great big pile of straw, not a pile, but a stack of straw in the barn, tractors in the barn. And then outside, of course, you can tell that it's farmland, farm country. So I just thought that was just the nicest thing to say, And the nicest sentiment, it's just the way to be. They want to make people happy at Christmas. Now, I know that the lady who started it just kind of started, she started in her home with a Christmas village, and her Christmas village just grew and grew and grew. And then she liked to decorate outside, and her outdoor decorations just kind of grew and grew and grew more and more and more. When you first pull in the driveway, I believe it has to be their house. You drive right past their house and you go out back to the barn. And it just grew and grew more and more. And since she was, buying more stuff and making these little scenes in her yard and stuff, at one point she just decided, I might as well just really open it up to the public, and the public can come through. So she did. She started letting them kind of drive through as she decorated more and more of the property. And then the idea of the barn came so that people could actually it wasn't a heated barn, although they had like stand-up heaters throughout. If you got really cold, you could go stand by one of the, heaters in there. But just being out of the wind and the outdoors, it's much warmer. And they just thought, let's just bring it inside and let everybody enjoy it indoors. So I think it's just the coolest thing. I just think it's the coolest. Um, you know, if you have the means to do it, I mean, why not, right? I would like to know where do you get some of that stuff? Some of the big things. Like, where does somebody go buy a 10-foot or 9-foot or however tall he was, Chewbacca? Where do you find that? They don't sell those at Lowe's or Home Depot. you know, they really had to do some research to find like those bigger pieces and stuff. And what other thing I was going to say? I was going to say something else. I don't remember what I was going to say now. Darn it! I hate it when I do that. Just went in one side of my brain and out the other side of my brain. Where do you get the big pieces? And what else? What else? What else? I don't know now. Oh shoot. Anyhow, it's pretty cool. I liked it. So next year we're going to see what else we can find. We've gone to the racetrack. The racetrack was fun. That's a long, long drive through the racetrack looking at lights. This year we did the Christmas market in Grand Rapids and the lights in Grand Rapids, which somebody in my premiere was very helpful and said that whatever those letters were, LCMU or L, whatever it was, LMCU is a credit union in the area up at Grand Rapids. And the minor league ballpark is named for the credit union because of all their sponsorship. And I was like, well, that makes complete sense. Yep, that makes complete sense. So it's a minor league baseball field and sponsored heavily by the credit union. And so that's why it's called the LMCU or whatever it was. That makes sense. LM Credit Union or it was something close to that. So anyhow, people that I didn't even know knew. I mean, you never know who's going to be a good source of information for you. Like I said, somebody just popped into the chat on the premiere and they were like, oh, it's because of this. This is why it's called this and this is what it stands for. And I was like, oh, okay. So, I mean, next year, there's some other things around Michigan that we've learned about that would be fun to do. Places to go around Christmas to check out what they've got, different light things. There's some zoos that do some Christmas stuff, which is fun. We did Potter Park one year. That's our local zoo. We did that maybe last year. So there's more zoos if you want to go see lights at the zoo. There's more places you can drive, little drive-through things. There's also a walking trail, which I thought that one would be kind of cool. If you time it right, you don't want to go when it's really cold to do a walking trail because it's like a mile-long walking trail with lights everywhere and stuff like that. That one might be fun to do, but we'll find some other things to do next year, some other places to visit. There's other Christmas markets in the area that we could go to, There's some around the Detroit area and stuff like that. I think our first experience at a Christmas market was a pretty darn good one. It was snowy and it was very wet snow, very wet snow. So we got good and drenched by the time we were done. My hair was like dripping wet. It was crazy how wet it was. But it was very fun. it was just one of those like, wow, we are in like Germany or somewhere, experiencing a regular old Christmas market like they used to be. It was so cool. It was very, very neat. We never found where you could go curling at, but there was some place on the property there where you could do curling. And another place there was ice skating. We never found either of those, but we didn't really look that hard, I suppose, but we could have done some curling while we were there. Anybody know how to curl? I mean, and we're not talking about, lifting weights and curling some weights. That's not what we're talking about here. But it was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Around here, I mean, we had more snow before Christmas than we've had around at Christmas. Christmas here was all melted, no snow. Hello, Maritza. How are you? I know Maritza's busy. I heard from her earlier today. She's busy packing. Taking a break from your packing, Maritza. Hey, I didn't get a chance to ask you when you heading out. When you leaving the big city? The Big Apple. When you leaving? And that makes me sad. I'll just tell you why. Maritza and I've talked about it multiple times. That oh no, that's not the dollar sign. I'm like, wait, I just had the dollar sign out. How cool it would be to visit her in New York. That was always kind of a bucket list thing for me to go visit Maritza in New York. And now she's leaving. Now she's leaving and she won't be in New York. And I won't be able to go see her in New York. Makes me sad. So how are you? You like renting a U-Haul or something to haul all your stuff down there? Yeah, I know I can come to Florida. I know. But coming to New York City, that was a whole different thing. You know what I mean? Anyhow, are you done with work? I mean, have you put in your last day? I know you had a little retirement party and stuff. So have you put in your last days? Are you done? I mean, that's a lot of things all at once. I mean, retiring from your job and then moving how many hundreds of miles? I mean, that's a lot. I'm feeling for you. I really am. It's a lot of changes all at once, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it will be great. Gonna go live with people you love in the warm sunshine and go play with your squirrel friends. Go play with your squirrels. Oh, I know. We're gonna have to do some crochet lives together for sure. We've already talked about it. She's game. She's game. Oh, she's still got a few more days of work, the 31st. You're working on Christmas Eve? Wow. Or not Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. Oh boy. I know. I'm certain it's kind of scary. I mean, who's your family going to be left up here now? Just your brother, right? He's the only one left because your other brother moved. Yeah, if we make it to Florida. I mean, Florida is one of those places, it's not truly on my bucket list, but, I'd have to come when it's, in January or something. I don't know. January or February when it's not blazing hot. Because me and the heat, whew, I'm not a heat kind of girl. I don't like it. That's why we planned our trip when we went to Texas. We went, in the early spring. Well, for us, it probably wasn't even spring yet, really. But we went when we knew it would be nice temperatures. Because I can't handle that 90-degree and humid. Can't do it. Cannot do it. Mm. And Joyce is like, I'm not bored yet. Who can be bored? I'm totally not bored, right? Oh my goodness. Hand in your stuff and they just wipe you out like you didn't even exist. Oh dear. I got to say, after I retired, because it was really weird when I retired, 2020, we were all off school because of, the COVID thing. So it was a weird time for me to retire for sure. But I mean, the next year, I subbed a little bit. You guys remember that? I subbed a little bit just for some teachers at my building. And then the next year, my principal asked me if I wanted to sub again. At this time, it would have been in person teaching, subbing. And I was like, no, nope, just nope. I had no desire to do that. But you know what? I could not get out of the system for the longest time. I had principals call me from their buildings asking me if I wanted to sub that day. And I'm like, first of all, it's not supposed to work like that. There's a whole subsystem, and people are supposed to go into the system and request subs. And that subs could go in and look for jobs. That's how it's supposed to work. So I was like, why are these people calling me? And I would get calls and I'd get calls. And I finally started just telling people, I'm like, no, I'm not registered to sub. Please, remove my name, take me off your list. I was like, I was trying to get away, Maritza. I was trying to get away. And they're hunting me down. Hunting me down. I'm like, whoa. Right? Oh my gosh. 40 is the next year. Yeah, that's not the whole story. What's it going to be during the day? What will it be during the day? 40 at night. Okay. But what's it going to be during the day? That's the real question. Is it going to be 80? What's it going to be? I don't know. Brandy complains when it gets to 40 in Florida. She complains when it's 50 or 60 in Florida. I'm like, really? Really? Those are nice temperatures, if you ask me. Yeah, all of our snow melted. It got warm again. Tomorrow is supposed to be close to 50. I mean, what? Close to 50 end of December in Michigan, and it's going to be close to 50? What? That's not supposed to happen, right? That is not supposed to happen. And then Monday, it's going to snow. So it's going to get colder again, and it's going to snow, but it's also going to blow. Like, we're going to have high winds on Monday. I'm like, so we're not going to get a ton of snow. They said maybe 2 inches, but that snow is going to be blowing all over the place. Like, what in the world? What in the world, right? It's just crazy. Yeah, I heard there's people all over the country that got hit with storms and stuff, and airports are, having trouble getting people home after the holidays and whatnot. I'm like, wow, crazy, 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 crazy. Yeah, right, Shannon. I don't want to. I didn't want people calling me, hunting me down, trying to get me to work. No, that's not how this works. We have a system. Teacher is out. They go put in their absence for the day. And then the subs go look and see what is available that they might want to pick up for the day. That's how it works. What I was doing, though, is I was going through my principal, because she had teachers out and I was only subbing for certain teachers. I mean, I would still have to go into the system and get the job assigned to me, but I don't even know how these other principals and stuff got my number. I mean, I guess because I was in the system, but still, or maybe they heard from somebody else, or maybe My principal said something to somebody, one of the other principals. Who knows? But I'm like, no, 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 no. It took a while before I finally, and then I'd get calls just from the subsystem. Subsystem would call me, and they'd be like, um, "You're still registered, or you're whatever." And I'm like, I really am not registered because you have to pay like a little fee every year to be registered as a sub. And I wasn't paying anything. I did it the 1 year. Actually, my principal paid all my fees. She wanted me to sub so bad. She paid my fees and everything. I had to go have I had to have a background check. I had to have a drug test. I had to have all this stuff. And she paid for all of that. That's how bad she wanted me to come sub, right? That's how bad she wanted me. So I was like, okay then, alrighty. So that's how that went down. But yeah, comes time when you're just like, leave me alone. Just no, I'm done. I'm gone. Leave me alone. Right? 50 and a t-shirt, right? I'm 50 sounds heavenly, right? Vanessa, I mean, there are times when we're just like, oh, 70? How nice would that be? You drove in the freezing rain. We had freezing rain the other morning. Was it yesterday? It was yesterday. And I didn't know. I mean, I knew it was raining. When I got up, I knew it was raining. However, I did not know it was like freezing rain. So I went and I put the dogs out to go to the bathroom, right? And Toffee was first, and she headed out the back steps. And she got to the top step and slid on the ice and went sliding all the way down the stairs, you guys. I mean, there's like 4 stairs. And she just like hit the ice and just like down the stairs she went. And I'm like, no, oh my God, no, oh my gosh. I felt so bad. I didn't know it was all ice. Clearly, she didn't know it was solid ice either. It was just a thin layer of ice. It wasn't super thick. But the poor little girl, my poor little old girl, goes sliding down the stairs. I was like, oh Lord, oh no. Hello, Tia. Tia, I gotta message you, girl. I was gonna do that today, message you about retreat. Oh. Today was in the 20s. Monday's supposed to be 50. See, we're getting the 50s tomorrow. Yep. So then when it's time for him to come in, I'm not walking down the stairs at this point because I know now it's super slippery and I'm not falling down the stairs, right? So I put on my boots, grab a coat. I'm in my nightie and bathrobe and I'm heading outside to go rescue the dog, right? So I walk all the way around the front of the house, out to the back, and I go around and I just like pick her up. I got to go across the little rocky creek thing there, you know. I pick her up and I'm like, okay, come on, we're going to go in the front. So I get her headed to the front door. Tifa's in the backyard and Tifa's sitting there like she won't come with us. And I'm like, oh Lord. So I go back across the little creek. And I had to pick Tifa up and I picked her up and set her up on the deck. And then Toffee's on the other side of the creek. So I got to go back across the creek. It's not really a creek. It's just a little path of rocks. Okay. And then I get her and finally get her to go. I pick her up and take her in the front door. It was just like, it's like a clown car. It was a wreck. It was a whole show. It's just terrible. Got everybody inside and I'm like, okay, we're all in, we're all safe, everybody's okay. We're not going out again. You know, and then when the cats got up, because the cats weren't even up yet, the cats get up and they took one look out the door and it's got this rainy, drizzly stuff. And they were just like, nope. They had no interest in going outside. And I'm like, yep, that's right. You stay in because it's not nice out there. You don't want to go out. So they didn't go out. But gee, that's just a train wreck. I'm telling you. A train wreck. Oh, this tray right here, this tray is a firefly tray. This was Christmas 2023. It's got a really cool cover lid to it also. But I don't know where it's at right now. I don't know where the lid is. The lid has a little car on it and everything. The lid's really cool. But where is it? I don't know. I don't know where the lid is. I thought it was right here, but apparently it's not. I don't know. Oh, lid, oh, where is the lid? Oh, it's over here. I see it. I can find it. Hang on. I can find the lid. I'll show you the lid. The lid's really cool. And I like this tray. I really like this tray. Here's the lid. Merry Christmas. Firefly Diamond Art 2023. See why I had to get it, right? I had to get this tray back in 2023 because it's so cool. Red truck, snowman. I love it. Absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I know, I felt so bad for Toffee. I was like, who is we, Tia? Who's coming in early with you? Who's the we? Who's the we, girl? I don't know. Tuesday, 48 for you. 28 in Florida? What? 28? That's not supposed to happen. What are you talking about? What are you talking about there, Emma? Oh boy. Yeah, let's just put it this way. The weather is completely lost its mind. It's totally gone wacko. It's undependable. Totally undependable. We don't even know. We don't even know, right? It's just up, down, over, sideways, every which way. Yeah, it's crazy. It's nuts. Nutso. There. Put my ABs in the center of my little Christmas ball. See, I'm making a star or a cross? What do you think that is? It's the top of the tree. That I can tell you. Oh, captured by radiance, Lizzie, Clam, and you. Okay, gotcha. Yep, I knew that. I knew they were coming early. I knew that. I should have known. I should have associated you with them. I should have. Where was my brain? I don't know. Oh, in Texas, low of 36, high of 46, and today it was 80. See what I mean? The weather has gone loco. Just no idea what it's doing. Not a clue. Monday, the day that it's supposed to snow and blow. Dale and I are going to do something fun just for us. A little treat, so to speak, for him and I, which I'm really surprised. I'm surprised that he wants to do this. But we are going to go get pedicures. Yes, we are. On Monday, we're getting pedicures. So, he had some things to do in the little town of Eaton Rapids last time I got my hair done. So he went with me. He dropped me off. He went and ran errands and did this and that. Oh, I know what else. We had what did we have? We had something. We had a big box of rolls or donuts or pastries or something. And we didn't want them. So he came into the salon and he brought in these pastries. He was just giving them to the ladies or whoever came in. Any of their clients could have had them. We didn't care. So he came in and he brought those in. And while he was in, that's when he started talking about pedicures. Started talking to them about pedicures. And when could we get a pedicure? And she's like, both of you? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. All right then. So it's all on him. He scheduled us some pedicures. They're not at the same time exactly. They're close. They're one right after the other, or they overlap a little bit. I mean, it's a very small little shop, and I think they've got like 2 chairs in the back for pedicures. And I mean, I think everybody that works there can do pedicures, but they all do. Not everybody does nails, though, I don't think. It's interesting, though, what they're all, capable of doing, licensed to do, trained to do, not to do. I don't know. The girl who does my hair, I swear, she is just like the color queen. She is always putting color on somebody's hair. The owner of the shop, I mean, from what I see when I'm there, she tends to get a lot of the elderly ladies that come in every week. You know them. You know the ladies I'm talking about. Come in every week to get a new set and curl and wash, and they leave it that way all week long, right? Yeah, you know how they are. She does a lot of those. A lot of those. Almost every time I'm there, she has got some older woman, lady, and that's what she's doing. Wash and set. Or curl with a curling iron or whatever she does. She's, and then she'll be like, okay, see you next week when they leave, see you next week. They're there every week getting their hair done. And, like my mother, it reminds me of my mother. My mom had like a wiglet, and she would do her hair and she'd get it all done and she put her wiglet on, and then she would, I don't know why, but she would wrap it with like toilet paper. Like it was going to hold everything in place or something so she could sleep on it at night and it wouldn't, ruin her do. Like, what? I don't know. But that's what they did. That's what they did, things like that. So that the owner, she does a lot. I'm not saying she doesn't do colors and, other stuff, but she does tend to get a lot of the elderly clientele to do the cuts and sets and whatnot. Well, not even cuts sometimes. Sometimes it's just a set, I don't know. Anyhow, pedicures. Pedicures are coming on Monday. I haven't had one in a long time. And I probably have needed one for a long time because, like I told, the girl who's doing mine is Sabrina. And she has the station right next to the girl who does my hair. So I know her name. She's Sabrina. She's very nice. She's not young. Okay, so Bessie, the girl who does my hair, is young. Like she just had a baby. Her baby is 9 months old though. Remember when I made the like poncho thing for the baby? That was for her. So she's young. I mean, I don't even know if she's in her 30s, honestly. She might be, but I tend to think she may be in her 20s. I don't know. I never asked her. But Sabrina is probably, I mean, I don't want to, 40, 50. I'll put her in her 50s. Sorry, Sabrina, if you're not that old. 40, 50, somewhere there, okay? But she's going to do my pedicure. And when we were scheduling it, I said, because there's another younger girl that does them too. So one of us is going to get the younger girl, and one of us is going to get Sabrina. Not the girl who does my hair, though, a different girl. I think all she does is pedicures. I don't think she does hair. This other girl. I think she might do nails and pedicures. No hair. It's hard to keep track, let me tell you. And I don't know her at all. I don't ever see her because she's in the back doing her feet and nail thing. But I asked Sabrina, I said, okay, well, I have terrible feet. They're horrible. They get calluses, they get cracks, they peel. I have terrible, terrible feet. So which one of you is good with bad feet? She goes, well, that would be me. She said, I've been doing it for, well, I think she said like 20 some years. So she probably is in her 50s, maybe. Anyhow, so I'm going to have her. Now, I don't know. Who gets pedicures? Raise your hand. I mean, you don't have to get them like every week or regularly, but who's experienced pedicures? Let me know. Because I have a thought. I have a concern. Here's what my concern is. These are people that I see on a regular basis, right? I see them when I'm there getting my hair done every 4 weeks. So I'm in there once a month, get my hair done. And so I kind of know who these people are, I chit chat with them, See, go do it, Shannon. It's not convenient. I know, right? But I mean, it is so good. I mean, I think we kind of have to look, some of us have to look at pedicures almost as a medical necessity. It's not that it's medical, but I mean, it's a health necessity. Let's put it that way. Because if you have sore feet, or if you have feet that have cracks, like Dale was in the bathroom the other day and he had an emery board. And I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, I wondered why my foot was hurt the other day at the gym. I'm like, you have a crack in your heel? And he goes, yes. He's in there trying to file it out, So when your feet hurt, it really can limit what you want to do or can do. And, you don't want to go to the gym and walk on the treadmill or whatever. It is kind of like maintenance, good health maintenance. See, Tia, you know what I'm talking about. But have you ever felt embarrassed? Here's my question. Have you ever felt embarrassed when you go and somebody's looking at your feet? You get embarrassed, like your feet are in such rough shape that you're embarrassed to have somebody that you know messing with your feet? I feel that way. I feel that way. I'm like, I don't know if I want her to see my feet because I've told her, I said, they're bad. They are bad. I got some funky toenails. I got some cracks. My feet are not in good shape. I don't know if I want her to see them. I don't know. How do you feel about that? How do you get over that? I don't know. Is she going to think every time she sees me after this, oh my God, there's Mindy and her feet are bad. Oh, I don't know. Oh, tell me I should not worry about it. Just tell me I shouldn't worry about it. But I do. I worry about stuff like that. I don't want people to think badly of me because I have horrible feet. Oh, goodness. I'm sure they've seen it all. And I'm certain at some point it's just a job. It's just like, think about what doctors look at and see all the time, It ain't all pretty, right? But they probably just ignore it. They're just like, it's just, it is what it is. But it's just one of those things. I'm like, I don't want people to think bad of me. You know what I mean? I know, Tia, I get it. They've seen it all. I get it. I know. Heel-tastic? I've never even heard of that, Joyce. Heel-tastic. Never heard of it. I have to check that out. I have tried all kinds of things on my feet. All kinds of things. All kinds of creams and lotions and vitamin E lotions and this and that and the next thing. But I'm sure that's probably worse. I know. Now that's the way to look at it. that's a good way to look at it, that they're just happy to help you and give you nice, soft feet. If it's only for, the next week or so, I'll say, and maybe a person who tends to have foot issues like I do, I mean, what would be the recommended prescription for foot care? As far as, a pedicure is always good. It gets all the hard, dry, icky stuff off your feet. We know that. How often should you do that for just good maintenance? I mean, it's like an oil change. How often do you get your oil change in your car? There's a regimen, right? What would that be for a pedicure? I don't even know. Don't even know. Every month? That seems, I don't know. That seems, well, I get my hair done every month, but everybody sees my hair, If it grows out, it grows out, and people see it, and they're like, "Oh, look at her roots! Ooh, look at them roots! Oh man, you know." So that's a more visible thing, but I have a schedule for that. Should probably have a schedule for getting your feet done, right? When I used to do my nails, I mean, I would go get gel manicures. I never got fake nails, but I would get gel manicures. And that was pretty much scheduled too. I think that was like every, I don't know, maybe 6 weeks or so I could go. And then I'd need to go get them redone. There's probably a protocol. Anybody know? Anybody know what the protocol is? What's the protocol for a pedicure? Oh no. Oh, Joyce says once a month. Once a month. Uh, Anybody else have an idea? Who's my keyboard warriors out there? Who's Googling? Who knows? What is a good time in between pedicures? Just specifically for good health care. Good foot health. Good foot health. Yes, that's what we're looking for. Not vanity, not just to be beautiful, not just to, oh my gosh. And then, we were joking also about Dale's will be quicker because, Dale's probably not going to get polish and everything on his toes. And then, like, yeah, that's probably true. Dale's not going to want polish. No, I'll get polished toenails. I'll get some polish on my toenails once she makes them beautiful. Although I don't know about some of them. Some of them are just never going to be beautiful. They're not good. They're not good. Just saying, they're not. And toes in my family, it's a thing. Toes in my family are messed up. I'll just say it. None of us have pretty feet. None of us. My grandma had horrible feet, hammer toes and bent toes and corns and thick toenails. And, I am my grandma's granddaughter. I will say, I am my grandma's granddaughter in many ways. In many, many ways. I got a lot of things from my grandma, for sure. But, our thighs and our butts, we get that came right straight down the pipe from, I don't know before my grandma, what my relatives looked like, really, but, it definitely is hereditary. I have the big thigh, big butt situation. My sister does. My niece does. My daughter does. We all do. It's a family thing, a family trait. Bad feet's another one. That's a family trait too. So, I mean, y'all know the Baraka gene, that's a family trait. I got that one too, So, yeah, all the good stuff, my family could offer. Here's what I get. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. It's okay. I'm just saying. I know where it comes from. I come I come from it. I come to it. I acquired it. Like, for real. It's a family thing. My family jewels. Oh, goodness. Right, Gina? More often in the summertime. Yeah. I don't know if they'll ever be able to really correct the problems, Mary Lou. I don't think it's really ever going away. I mean, I don't think it's going away, but who knows? Anyhow, that's what we're doing on Monday. So that will be interesting. Oh, and you know how you're supposed to put on them weird little slipper shoes or whatnot after you get your pedicure, so you don't mess up your polish and all that stuff? How's that going to work? How's that going to work? It's going to be snowing and blowing. How am I going to walk out to the truck with my bare feet? How's that going to happen? Oh, I don't know. I don't think that's going to work well. Just, Oh my gosh. You know what I did? I got to tell you this story. Did it happen? It happened yesterday. Yes, it did. It happened yesterday in my rush to go out and get the dog who had fallen down the back steps to rescue her and get her back in the front, right? I go outside. I already told you. I'm in a nightgown and a bathrobe. Dale's hoodie. I was a sight. Let me tell you. And my slippers. Okay? That's how I went out to rescue the dog. What did I do? Stepped in dog poop. Yep. I stepped in dog poop. So on the bottom of my slipper is dog poop. So, my slippers have been outside on the porch. And I'm not certain how I'm going to get the dog poop off the bottom of my slipper at this point. I have not felt like going out there and like trying to scrape it off or, I just took them off and came in the house and I was like, oh, Lord, have mercy. Dale's just laughing at me. He's like, oh, nice. And I'm like, oh, yeah, great. I thought, maybe here's my thinking. If I left them out on the porch and it got cold and frozen, maybe it would be easier to get the dog poop off my slipper. I don't know if that's really true. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to work or not. I'm probably going to have to just bite the bullet and go out there with something. I don't know what. A stick. Buy new ones. I might do that. I really might do that. Just throw them away. I might have to do that. So I've just been wearing some fluffy socks around the house now because, it's really the one pair of slippers I really liked. So yeah, I might throw them out. They're not great slippers. They're just like they're almost like a little, they're not even a full slipper. There's like a sock slipper sort of, Hard to explain what I'm talking about unless you saw them, but I might throw them out, get me some new ones. I've had them for a hot minute anyhow. Tia's gonna try to get me to get Crocs one way or another, but Tia, it's not happening, Tia. It's not happening. Of course, I'm sure I could just go out there and hose those puppies off if I stepped in the dog poop, right? Yeah, I might do that. I don't know if we're going to the store tomorrow. Like, we normally go to the store, get groceries and stuff on Sundays. I don't know. If we do, though, I might be checking out the little slipper section at Meijer and see what they got. Be like, honey, I'm just throwing these out. We looked at some a couple times as we were buying Christmas presents and stuff for people, and never actually got any new ones. So, hey, good excuse. Very good excuse to get some new slippers. Not a high ticket, item here. We're not talking about hundreds of dollars. I think I can afford a new pair of slippers. They're not going to be that much. And they're not fancy slippers. They're not. So, oh boy. Good plan though. Throw them out. Just throw them out. Get some new ones. The things we do. Can you picture it? Can you picture it? Can you envision me now out there in a nightgown? It's my new Christmas nightgown. Yeah. Bathrobe. Slippers. Dale's hoodie. Out there trying to rescue the dog from the ice. It's quite a sight. Now, can you imagine if you were driving down the road? I mean, not that we have a lot of people going by. We don't. But you're driving down the road and here's this woman out there walking around in her yard, in her front yard. And we're way off the road too. So, there's that. But there I was. Vision of loveliness. With poop on my shoe. Oh, go. Oh. Yep. Hey, what better time to get new slippers than before a pedicure? I'll have a nice pedicure. I'll have some nice, hopefully smooth feet. I should just have some nice new slippers to slide my little tootsies into, right? Get new slippers on Sunday, get new feet on Monday. I'll be a new woman. Just a new woman. What do you think? Sounds good, huh? Well, thank you for the advice. Thank you for the advice. Glad I put my dirty laundry out there for you. Airing my dirty laundry or my filthy slippers. Alrighty. I think I got all them E's. I got all them there E's done. This is all the turnaround. The little arrow turning. This is the start of row 3. This is the third row. I know I'm not breaking any speed records here, but third row. You know what that says? I'm in the third row. Third row seating. I've been shoved to the back. Marion, what are you doing? Thank you, Shannon. Yeah, I'm sure it was a vision. Quite the vision of loveliness. It's not like it's the first time I've walked outside in my nighty bathrobe and whatnot, but, is the first time I think I encountered poo on my journey. Yep. Yeah, definitely not finishing this. I mean, I got a few days left of the month, but I'm definitely not finishing it, right? And this is just a little itty bitty part right here. This is not even a whole release paper right there. It's like a half a release paper. Why? Because that's how it worked out. That's why. It's how it worked out. Bye, Michelle. Take care, babe. All right. I'll just keep plugging away. Just talked with Brandy today, and we started talking smashing the specials because, well, it's funny. I had gone downstairs, grabbed myself a box, and started loading it up with smashing the special stuff. Because I knew it was time. It was time to make an announcement video for smashing the specials for January. So I went and loaded up a box of stuff. I got paintings, I got keychains, I got a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of everything. So I could record an announcement video. And then out of the blue, Brandy calls me about something completely unrelated, but Brandon calls me. So we talked about that first, and then I was like, okay. I was just getting ready to record Smashing the Specials, and then she's like, yeah, I need to do that. I'm like, well, I got everything on my counter, actually. I got a bunch of stuff on my counter, and I'm ready to record. So let's talk about it. How are we doing this? What are we doing? What are our details? Yada, 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 yada. So we talked about it and figured it out, planned out our month, and I recorded the video, which I hope you'll be able to see tomorrow if all goes well in the world of YouTube. If all goes well, that video will be out tomorrow. So you'll have all the details about Smashing the Specials, right? So, yeah, I'm ready to get started with that. It means another painting has bit the dust. Another painting goes into Whipland. I did so well. I did so well until November. And November no, it wasn't, was it November? No, it wasn't November. It was October. October is the one that got me. I was doing that parrot, that Captured by Radiance parrot. And it was the first painting of the year that didn't get finished in its current month and became a whip. I was trying so hard, you guys. And I was doing so well, finishing everything, making no new whips in 2025. And then October happened. And the first one of the year became a whip. I was sad. I was sad. Oh, I was so sad. Oh, Marion, I'm on TV. Oh, Lord, have mercy. And putting Lego flowers together. I've seen some people get some pretty Lego flowers. I still have my set from last year that Dale bought me. I told him we need to put them together. He needs to help me. We need to just sit and do that together. Oh, good, Patty. A whole bunch of special projects. Nice, nice, nice. That's true, Shannon. I will be able to, hopefully, I'll be able to finish them in February. I mean, the bird is not even halfway. And if I only got halfway in its event month, how am I going to finish it in February and finish anything else? Because now I'll have two now. Two new whips. That's not even counting the ones that are boxed up and sitting beside the bed in the spare bedroom. There's several in there. But two new ones from this year. I didn't want to do that. That's why I'm really trying to cruise with this one. I really am. Now that Christmas is over, I'm just like, okay, I need to just diamond paint. I need to get as much done on this as I can before it's Smashing the Specials time. So I'm happy to report I am over the halfway point on this one. I am over halfway. Not much over halfway, but I am over halfway. Right? So, like I said, there's a few more days left of the month. Maybe I can get, halfway through this row, a couple more sections. That's my goal. A couple more sections on this one before the end of the year. That's my goal. We'll see if I can accomplish that. It's not going to get finished, but the more I get done on it, the less I'll have to do in February. Finished object February. Is that what we're calling it? Finished object February? And I got a bunch of crochet things to finish in February too. And I'm trying to get as much on some of the projects done now as I can so that it'll be easier to finish a bunch of stuff in February. Is that cheating? That's not cheating, is it? No, it's not cheating. Get a bunch of stuff almost finished so that you can just whip them up whip them up in February and be done. That's the plan. Oh, and then Lindsay from the Yarn Garden, I watched her live from Friday. I was watching that this morning. Didn't get to watch it on Friday, but I watched it this morning. And she is making socks for her girls, knitting socks, because she has twin daughters. And they both decided, I guess after many years, they're almost like 11 or something, that they finally wanted knit socks. So she's going to make each of them knit socks. But, you know, she's not one of those people that's just going to sit there and just knit 2 pairs of socks, like bada bing, bada boom. So she had a plan that she wants to knit 1 sock a month. You know, not a pair of socks, but 1 sock. So she started talking in her live about it. And everybody was like, oh, that's awesome. I would do it. I would join you. I can knit 1 sock a month. And then she said by the end of the year, we'd have 6 pairs of socks. Well, you know, I've started my first crochet sock that's like it's more like a knit sock, but crocheted. I'm like, okay, so let's see if we can finish that one up. And maybe I can finish the other one in February. Maybe I could have a sock on the go at all times. I don't know. Knitters do that. Knitters are a different breed. They're different from crocheters, you guys. They're just like different. All right. But 1 sock a month? I mean, I could do that, right? I think. Good night, Mary Lou. 1 sock a month. And then, you know, in February, I'd have a whole pair of socks. A whole pair, right? That I will not walk outside in, Tia. I will not walk outside in my socks. Oh, goodness. And learning how to crochet socks is very different. I mean, you know, if you want socks that are going to be like socks instead of more like slippers, you know, it's a whole different kind of crocheting to get socks to be socks, not thick and bulky and slippery, slipper-like, not slippery, slipper-like. We don't want them to be like slippers. I'd like to be able to, like, you know, throw my boots on if I'm going out to rescue the dog with my socks on, you know? I don't know. It's a whole different kind of thing here that I'm working on. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know if I want to commit to that. I mean, it's kind of a neat thing to have in the back of my head. Is like maybe we can try to do a sock a month. I don't know. And you know, I know what will happen. Oh, I see headlights in my computer here. Amazon delivery. I ordered something. Yep. Dale's going to see him. Dale's going to know. He's going to go get it. You watch. He's going to go get it. Something I don't need, but I ordered anyhow. It's a book. It's just a book. Don't get excited, people. Don't get excited. It's a book. But I didn't need a book. I did not. But I was ordering some other stuff. You know how that goes? If you have stuff in your Amazon cart, and I was ordering vitamins, right? I had other stuff there. So when I ordered the vitamins, what happened? That got ordered as well, right? It was in the cart. How could I help it? How could I help it? It just kind of happened. You know? Oh, well. It's just a book. No big deal. Not like I spent $1 million. Oh, he's up. I hear him. He's on the move out there. He's on the move. Did he hear him? Did he hear him? Did he see the lights? Does he know they're here? Oh, he's putting the dogs out the back door. Maybe not. Oh, boy. So, the one yarn advent I got from Jolly Holiday, the Tangled Wars, all of their yarns were based on books. And I didn't know that for quite a while. They were based on the covers of the books, the colors and stuff for the yarns. And so when she started posting them, I'm like, oh. So I started looking at some of the books. She had some really good books there that she was making yarn to match the covers. So I started looking them up after a few days. After I realized that's what she was doing, I started kind of looking them up, reading the synopses and things like that. And a couple of them really caught my attention. And this is one of them. Something I would not normally pick up to read. It's, a little bit out of my wheelhouse. So, hey, that's cool. I finished our book club book last night. I was surprised I read that book as quick as I did. It was just really fast. It was a really, really fast read. So I'm done with that. And we don't have book club until Tuesday. We're starting our new book. But even then, after Tuesday, I probably won't start reading the new book until probably Thursday. So at this point, I have probably until Thursday. Wait, that doesn't work for me, though. That doesn't work for me. Hang on, I got to rethink this. Right, Gina? I get it. I totally get it. Hey, it's my money. I spent it. It's, but I do have way too many books to read. And, I've been saying this in like so many of my videos that this is the month, or this is the year, not the month, the year. This is the year to use what I have. Use what I have as much as possible. Not saying I'm not buying anything, but use what I have and only buy what I feel is essential. Now, that's a broad statement, what's essential. But really, really be mindful. Keep the purchasing down because I have enough stuff. Books, yarn, diamond paintings, crafts, you name it. I have way too much. So it's time to tackle the beast. That takes me back to books, okay? As I was saying, I have one other book that I kind of put aside when Christmas started so I could read that Christmas Advent book. It was an Advent. Hello, Kayleen. You really enjoyed it. Good, Shannon. It was really good. I really liked it. And it, it was a romance, but it wasn't really romancy. There was a lot more about life and dealing with life and life situations than the romance part. Yes, there was a romance, of course, but there was a lot of other things in that book that were not just about the romance. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, right? So, good luck with that. Dawn, it's not going to be luck. It's going to be determination. It's got to be planning and thoughtfulness because luck's not going to help me out much. Luck will not help me out much. So this other book I was reading, it's like a little fall book I was reading before I started reading the Advent book. And I put it down. It's about halfway. I think I'm about halfway. Okay, there it is right here. I need this symbol right here. So I was about halfway. And I kind of put it down, put it aside so I could start doing that Christmas book. So I finished the Christmas book. And now I have finished our Abby Jimenez book. And before we get started with the next book, so I have until Tuesday, truly until Tuesday. I'm going to see if I can get this other book finished. I want to see if I can get this other one finished before we start the next one for book club. That's my plan. I don't know if it'll work, but I am surely going to give it all it's worth. I am going to give it a go. I'm really going to try. So it means when I go to bed at night and I start reading my book, I can't go to sleep within the first 10 minutes. I gotta read more than 10 minutes a night, right? Gotta put a little more effort into it than that. If it means I start getting sleepy and I get up or go get something to drink or get up and go to the bathroom, get up and go for a walk, come back, read some more. I gotta put more than 10 minutes in a night before I just fall asleep and just quit, you know? Because I really, really, really want to finish that one before the end of the year. I am over my goal. I don't know exactly how far right now. My goal was, I think, 36 books. And I'm over that. I think I read, I'm close to 40, if not 40. So I'm gonna give it the old college try, you know? Pretend like I'm cramming for a final or something. I gotta get it done. Because why would I want to go into the next year with a book that's like 3/4 of the way finished and not be able to count it as a 2025 finish? That would be ridiculous. I got to be able to count it for 2025, right? I got to do it. Just got to do it. I'm gonna do it. Gonna do it. Yes. So, wish me luck with that, Dawn. Wish me luck with that. And then crocheting. I mean, I have finished the shawl. My Expression Fiber Arts. I'm almost done with November. I'm getting to the last section here. I can't do December yet because I don't have the yarn for December. But it is so close. It's getting so close to being finished. I'm working on the Bad Sheep yarn shawl. Dale's friend asked for a duck. I'm like, what kind of a duck? Just a duck. He's like, I have a relative, a niece, something. I don't know. She would just love a duck. She raises ducks. She this, she that, and just a duck. I'm like, so like a mallard duck or a... He goes, no, just like one of them, like I said, a rubber duck? And he goes, yeah, just like a rubber duck. And I'm like, okay, all right. So I found a pattern for a rubber duck. I whipped up the rubber duck today, you guys. It took me about an hour. And in the future, it would not. In the future, I learned some things, of course, doing it the first time. In the future, I could probably whip up these little rubber ducks in like a half hour, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 30 to 40. Let's say 30 to 40 minutes. Because now that I went through the pattern once, there was one part I didn't understand exactly what we were doing. It's when we're starting to make the little butt at the back, where the tail kind of scoops up. There's an interesting way that this designer does that. And I didn't know what it was for a while. I did it wrong the first time, and I'm like, okay, let me read this again. Let me read it very carefully again and see if I can figure it out. And I figured it out. And it's cute. It's a cute little duck. Looks just like a little rubber duck. It's a little yellow rubber duck. He's got a little orange beak. He's cute, right? So, I'm thinking if I do any shows next spring, rubber ducks would be great. I can whip up some rubber ducks. Nobody's business. Like nobody's business. They're easy. But then I think I would like maybe a few chicks and some bunnies. And don't go crazy trying to make everything. I need to just focus, make chicks, ducks, bunnies, call it good. Sell those, Anyhow, we'll see. we'll see what happens in the future. I got thoughts. I have thoughts. I just don't know how to get it all together. My thoughts are there. The plan is not really solid yet. It's vague, very vague. But the duck's cute. It's cute. Beak's a little weird. I'll say the beak's a little weird. It's not that it's weird. Well, it is kind of weird. I still feel I redid it. I did it twice. So I redid it once. I still feel like it's kind of just not totally centered on the duck's little face, And that kind of bugs me. It kind of bugs me. I mean, other people might look at it and be like, they didn't even notice it. But to me, it's off-centered, like maybe just a half a stitch or something. Anyhow, trying to finish as many whips as you can. Yes, right? I know. We got to get things done that we got started. We got to use the stuff we have. We got to, it's a thing. Okay, I need this little brown little diamond right here. Got a few little brown diamonds. I haven't used this very often. I don't even know where they're at in my containers here. Where? Oh, where? Maybe they're in the box over here. I don't know. Let's see. Yep, they are. They're in there. Okay. Let's just start right there, filling in the little brown diamonds. Now, how do I get out the front door to get my book? I guess I just open the door and go get it. Not that big a deal. But I've done well on the book reading front this year. I like I said, I exceeded my goal. It helped. I read a few novellas on Kindle, which I had Alexa read to me. There was a whole series of there were Amazon reads. I think they were produced for Kindle. And they were little short novellas, and I read several of those. So, I mean, they counted. Those counted as books. They were short. They didn't take a long time, but they count, right? They're a book, and I read them. Well, Lady A read them. Those were interesting, too. Those were, narrated and stuff. They're kind of cool. They were Amazon. I don't know if they were Amazon. They weren't first reads. No, they were Amazon, you could borrow. You can borrow from Kindle, but you can only have so many borrowed books in your library that are borrowed. So you have to always return something you've already read to be able to borrow something else free to borrow, So, yeah, I read a few of those. Those were interesting. I'll just say they were interesting. I don't know how I feel about all of them. Some were better than others. There was 4 of them. Some were better than others. I'll just say that. A couple of them were a little odd, a little strange, but Hey, but now I can go to the borrowing library and I can borrow some other books that would be free books to borrow. Not that I need any more Kindle books to read. I have tons of books in my Kindle library, and Lady A can read all of those to me. I started one today. I started a new book today, and it is it's a fantasy, I believe. It's got to be a fantasy because it's about a girl who lives in modern time but has weird encounters with this guy and a fox. And she ends up transporting to a different land, different place, different time, kings, queens, princes, and stuff like that. And I read about 6 chapters of that today, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Okay, we got, I don't know what we got going on. Time travel and switching lands and switching this and that. And now she's a princess. She's a princess in the other world now. And interesting. You know, with something that came up on Kindle, I probably like got it for free or something, you know. Otherwise, I don't know why I didn't buy it. I know that. I didn't pay money for it. So it must have been a free download. Different though. Very, very different. Like I said, that's something that I wouldn't typically read. Here I am reading it. Was in there, was in my Kindle. Might as well read it, right? That one I just started, so I'm not finishing that one before the end of the year. I know that. Unless I sit and crochet another duck for another hour, because that's when I was listening to it. I was crocheting the duck. Dale wasn't here either, so I sat at the kitchen table, and instead of watching YouTube, which is what I usually do, is I watch YouTube. My phone was charging, so I wasn't watching YouTube videos on my phone. You know. Anyhow, Diana Gambledon. Oh, the book I'm talking about? Okay. Dawn, I couldn't tell you because it's in my phone, and you know my phone is busy. I can't even look right now. If I could look right now, something about snow and something. I don't know. I can't remember. You know what else I need to do though? Here's something that is on my list to do, and that is to get all of my hexagons done for the books I read in 2025. I've got a lot of them done, but I've gotten behind for sure, and I have quite a few I need to do. So I really need to focus on getting my book hexies done as well. I know there's always a million and one things to do, and sometimes it's overwhelming. What do you do first? How much do I do? Do I pause everything until I get all the book hexies done? Do I do a few every day? I mean, the planning and the organizing, you guys, can be overwhelming. Just a tad overwhelming. You know, I feel like I just want somebody to say, Mindy, it is now time to do X, Y, or Z. And I go, okay, let me go do X, Y, or Z. You know, it's like my life as a teacher was so planned out. Here's the what's the right word? Juxtaposition? No, it's not that. I'll think of what it is. Oh no, not that one. No. Um, Everything was planned. What I was going to do at this hour, the next 10 minutes, when gym was, when this was, when that was, all the things I needed to get done as a teacher, right? I still have a lot of things to do in my personal life. I've got videos to make, I've got filming to do, I've got crochet to do, I've got diamond painting, I got a lot of things to do. And some of it is fairly scheduled. Like I know I need to record a whip and chat on Tuesdays, so it's ready for Wednesdays. I know I have a book live. I know I have a crochet live. Those things are kind of scheduled. But after that, it's like a free-for-all. And it's like all of my little projects and all my little things I need to do are all fighting to be next. Us next, us next. It's our turn, it's our turn. And I have no plan for that. I have no plan. It's just kind of willy-nilly. Like the little duck, I've had the yarn to do the duck for like well over a week now. I just didn't do it. Why didn't I do it? I don't know. Had other things to do. Other things popped up. Vlogging and premieres and this and that. And so I didn't do it. I feel like I just need a schedule in my life. Do this, do this, do this. But then things change so often. It's like it's a moving target. That's what it is. It's a moving target. When I think I've got a handle on things, nope, I don't. Nope, I don't. I think I got Shannon, I think it was Outlander. I got her Outlander, I don't know, 5. I think she had 1 through 4. And for Christmas, I got her like the next 4, maybe. If you got several months, yeah, I know. It's a lot. She is currently reading Game of Thrones. I was like, whoa, okay. And the first book, I think, is 800 and some pages for Game of Thrones. I was like, wow, you're committed. You are committed, right? That is right, Patty. If they're free and you don't like it, just get rid of it. You got it. You're right. All right, you guys. I guess that's it for the night. Right? A schedule. We lived on schedules, Shannon, when we were teachers. We lived on schedules. And now in retirement, it's just like, I don't know. Is it a subliminal thing? We don't want to have a schedule anymore because we had to have schedules, or I don't know. I feel like I did better with one, but it's harder to make a schedule in my personal life than it was for teaching. That's the problem. Harder to make a schedule in my personal life. Yeah. Anyhow. All right. I'm going to go and see what Dale's up to, see what the dogs are doing, all that good stuff. I'm probably going to come back and work on this some more. There's quite a bit of multi-placing in this section here. I might be able to make some good progress. I mean, more than just here I was doing 3 and 2 and 3 and 2. That's not really multi-placing. You know? There you go, Joyce, not making a schedule. Although sometimes I feel just to help me and my sanity, it would help me out. You know? And I will say the first 2 years I retired, I was much more organized and much more scheduled. But Dale was working. And I did the same thing every day, pretty much. And I feel like things got done faster, better, easier, more on time. I don't know. Because, he's here now and it just changes things. Just changes things. That's all I got. All right. I'm going to let you go. That means I got to get up. I always say that every week. I'm like, okay, goodbye now. And I have to get up to come over here and hit the button. All right. I'll see you guys. Have a good weekend. Stay dry, stay warm, stay whatever, watch out for weather coming your way because weather is insane. It's all over the place. So, all right. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, you guys.